Now let us take up the first question. Sorry. With reference to O'Neer drinking water disinfecting technology. Now what do we mean by disinfecting? Disinfecting means removing the infectants or the contaminants from water. ठीक है, contaminant removal is called disinfection. ठीक है. So with reference to O'Neer drinking water disinfecting technology, consider the following statements. The technology has been developed by Industrial Toxicology Research Center, Lucknow. Now this statement is a factual statement. Supposing you have never come across this O'Neer, and let us assume that we are not aware of this statement. So let us drop the statement for now. Moving on to the second statement. The electronic device is useful for continuous treatment of water and eliminates all. Now all here is an extreme word. So we should be careful while going through this statement. The electronic device is useful for continuous treatment of water and eliminates all disease causing pathogens such as virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoa and cyst. Third statement is the device can be operated by solar energy as well. Which of the statements given above are correct? You have four options A, B, C and D. Now supposing that you have never heard of this O'Neer throughout your preparation, then how will you approach this MCQ in your exam? Now before we begin a thorough discussion of our test series or test paper 1, let us learn how we are supposed to approach an MCQ in UPSC exam. Okay? Now whenever you deal with MCQs in any exam and especially in case of UPSC, okay, always the MCQs will be framed in such a manner that the hint for the answer will be provided in the question, that is the MCQ itself. Okay? Whenever you have an MCQ in front of you, look at three aspects of the MCQ. First is go thoroughly through the question. Okay? Maintain focus and go thoroughly through the question. Focus on each and every word. You can find a hint somewhere. Second, in case the MCQ is a multiple statement question, in that case, go thoroughly through the statements. This is your second aspect. And the third aspect would be to go through the options. You must go through the options because in some MCQs, the options will be framed in such a manner that one or two statements in case of multiple statement might be eliminated from the option itself. Okay? So these are three aspects of an MCQ that you must look at when attempting an MCQ. To skip, that is to leave a MCQ, is not a viable option. Always attempt to solve an MCQ in the exam with thorough focus. Okay? Now let us come back to the question. The first statement was, now this question deals with your O'Neer drinking water disinfecting. ठीक है, purification करना है water का. The first statement is technology has been developed by Industrial Toxicology Research Center. This is a factual statement. Suppose we are not aware of this, so let us leave this for now. Moving on to the second statement. Now here this contains an extreme word. Now in general we will believe that an extreme statement or an extreme word, ठीक है, this will in general be wrong. But if you look at the options that have been provided, A, B, C and D, you will find the second statement is provided in every option. ठीक है ना? Which means that the second statement is correct. Thus, the second statement has been provided as correct by the question itself. ठीक है? When we go through the options, we realize that the second statement is correct. Hence, we need not focus on this second statement anymore क्योंकि options ने क्या कहा है कि वो correct है. Therefore, now let us look at the third statement. The device can be operated by solar energy as well. Now, even if we are not aware, or suppose हमने पढ़ा भी है इसके बारे में, but we forgot in the exam कि solar energy से operate हो पाएगा नहीं हो पाएगा. So how do we approach this statement? See, in recent times, the entire world and especially India has been pushing for renewable energy, right? And इसके अंदर the stress has been on solar energy. In pursuit of this, India has also formed an alliance, International Solar Alliance, which is headquartered at Gurgaon. This shows the importance of solar energy in the energy contribution in future in India. Therefore, we can assume that any technology that will be in news, okay, or that may be developed will try to incorporate the solar energy aspect as well, right? So we can assume that this statement third would be correct. Now let us look at the options. So we have the second statement as correct and the third we are guessing, but this is an intelligent guess. Okay. Now always remember, to leave a question is not a viable option, because in UPSC exam anyone, even the most studious person, will only be familiar with approximately 50% of the questions in the paper. Remaining 50% may you have to go for intelligent guesses, and for this you have to practice the elimination technique. ठीक है, आपको एलिमिनेट कैसे करना है, यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस इट व्हेन यू आर गिविंग योर टेस्ट सीरीज. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट वी हैव फिगर्ड आउट टिल नाउ, we have concluded or deduced that the second statement is correct and third statement we are assuming correct based on an intelligent guess. ठीक है. Therefore let us look for the options. The first option says 2 and 3 correct. So should we mark this outright? No. We should always look at all the options that have been provided. Second statement or B option has only 2. ठीक है ना. This could be correct because third हमने intelligent guess पे बोला है कि correct होगा, तो इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं कह सकते. First 1 and 2, this could also be true because we are not sure third statement correct है कि नहीं, and first के बारे में अभी हमने देखा नहीं है. D option का क्या है, 1, 2 and 3. Now this can also be true. Therefore in such a scenario where the options have been framed such कि आपको पूरा complete hint नहीं मिला, despite the fact that through the options we were able to figure out that the second statement is absolutely true. Now what you'll do in this scenario, only after you have gone through this thorough exercise, now it will be a fine or a viable option कि आप इस क्वेश्चन को स्किप कर दीजिए इफ यू आर नॉट श्योर कि आप इसमें करेक्ट अटेम्प्ट कर पाओगे या फिर नहीं. ठीक है ना. तो लेट अस नाउ मूव टू द एक्सप्लेनेशन. तो नाउ दिस इज हाउ वी अप्रोच एन एमसीक्यू. ये चीज हम लोग आगे डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे बिकॉज वी हैव डन दिस डिस्कशन राइट नाउ. ठीक है ना. तो दिस इज हाउ विल बी अप्रोचिंग all the MCQs in future through elimination. Now let us move on to the explanation that has been provided. Explanation में क्या दिया है? First of all, what is the answer for this question? The answer is A, यानी कि the second statement is correct. वो तो हमें पता ही था. Third statement also is correct. Now this we had suggested by intelligent guess and we have finally figured out कि third statement भी correct है, यानी कि हमारा intelligent guess was correct. First statement, however, which was a factual statement. The first statement, which was a factual statement, is, however, wrong. ठीक है ना. तो now let us look at the explanation. Oneer जो है आपका, this is an electronic device for enhancing the portability of water. What do we mean by portability? Portability means the water is considered or can be considered safe for drinking. Now based on the principle of aniodic oxidation. Now note, this is not aniodic, this is anodic. Anodic oxidation. Anodic oxidation का मतलब क्या होता है? You must remember from your sciences in your 9th and 10th, you have in a battery you have 2 electrodes, positive and negative. This is your anode and this is your cathode. Anodic oxidation का मतलब क्या? A single oxidation is taking place at the anode, that is the positive electrode. Oxidation कैसे होता है? When you have a singlet species of oxygen. Oxygen in general occurs in a pair, O2 oxygen. ये आपकी basic चीज है, basic science, you must be aware of this. What happens here is singlet species of oxygen, that is nascent oxygen, है ना. आपको याद आ रहा होगा, आपने बचपन में केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ा है nascent oxygen. ठीक है. This is generated at the positive electrode which is the anode. This entire process is called as anodic oxidation. ठीक है. तो जो आपका ओनीर है, it is based on the principle of what? Anodic oxidation. This is why The device has been given the name of ONEER. O represents what? Your nascent oxygen. O plus NEER. NEER का मतलब क्या होता है? NEER is water. ठीक है, तो ONEER is based on the principle of anodic oxidation. Now, an electrochemical method commonly used for the production of oxide films. The device is useful for continuous treatment of water. Now, why is the first statement wrong? The device has been developed by Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, IITR, Indian Institution of Toxicology Research, Lucknow. ठीक है, now see, UPSC में in general the questions will be framed such कि you will be able to at least attempt the question. ठीक है ना, UPSC will never frame questions कि you will be forced to skip. ठीक है ना, only and one very important point, you should be absolutely confident in the exam. Your confidence will help you sail through the UPSC exam. Confidence plays a huge role in clearing UPSC. Remember that. ठीक है ना? Never get scared by looking at a question in your prelims, mains or even in the interview stage. ठीक है ना? What I was saying is कि UPSC in general will make all the MCQs attemptable. Now note, the test series we are providing, or the test series that are available in the market, in general, if you figure tough questions, the only reason we provide tough questions is so that you do not go lax. ठीक है ना? If ठीक है, तो always our attempt is to make the paper slightly tougher. We try to approximate the standard or the level of questions that are asked in UPSC. However, we make them slightly tougher than UPSC so that you're always vigilant and alert and focused on your preparation and do not go lax. ठीक है, यहाँ पे you can remember the rabbit and tortoise का story. ठीक है ना, rabbit क्या हो गया था? lax हो गया था, so he lost the entire race. So that is the basic motivation behind setting slightly tougher paper. Now statement 2 is correct. ठीक है, statement 2, this ये तो already सारे options में दिया था. The entire statement has to be remembered by you as well. ठीक है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस यूजफुल फॉर कंटिन्यूअस ट्रीटमेंट वाटर, एलिमिनेट्स ऑल डिजीज कॉजिंग पैथोजेंस. ठीक है, डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट ऑल इज एन एक्सट्रीम वर्ड, तो यू शुड बी केयरफुल इन एग्जाम. जस्ट बिकॉज अ स्टेटमेंट हैज एन एक्सट्रीम वर्ड, यू कैन नॉट स्ट्राइक इट आउट. ठीक है ना. Safe drinking water to communities. It will provide safe drinking water to communities as per national and international standards prescribed for potable water by World Health Organization and Environmental Protection Agency. Now statement 3 is correct. The device can also be powered by solar energy, and thus this technology will be helpful in providing potable water to remote areas without electricity and to street vendors. ठीक है, so I hope this entire information is clear. Now let us go for additional information. Additional information क्या है यहाँ पे? Unlike the reverse osmosis based water purifiers, ठीक है, this unique disinfection technology of ONEER is designed to conserve essential natural minerals in purified water, and thus it will be beneficial for our health and well-being. Now what is reverse osmosis? Reverse osmosis में क्या होता है? ठीक है, see, this as the name suggests, it is the opposite of what is osmosis. ठीक है, now let us understand this through a diagram. Suppose you have a vessel. ठीक है ना, इस टाइप से आपका एक vessel है. ठीक है, let us have a semi permeable membrane. This is our semi permeable membrane. ठीक है, semi permeable membrane. Permeable का मतलब क्या? It will not allow everything to pass. It will filter out certain things, but some things can pass through it. ठीक है ना. अब इसमें suppose we have यहाँ पे contaminated water. Now this is your contaminated water. इसमें contaminants हैं, and this is your purified water. ठीक है, इसमें बहुत कम contaminants होंगे. These are what? Your contaminants. ये contaminated water है. ठीक है, and this is pure. Now see, what happens in osmosis is there is something called osmotic pressure. ठीक है ना, यहाँ पे एक osmotic pressure act करती है इसके अंदर. ठीक है ना, osmotic pressure में क्या होता है? यहाँ पे osmotic pressure act करेगी, जिसमें क्या होता है? To balance out the concentration, the solvent here, ये क्या है? Purified water है, इसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कैसे आप बढ़ा सकते हो इस साइड का, विच इज ऑन दिस साइड ऑफ द मेम्ब्रेन. इफ द सॉल्वेंट गोज डाउन, पानी यहाँ जाएगा तो इसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन घट जाएगा जो यहाँ पे कंटामिनेंट्स हैं, एंड जो यहाँ पे कंटामिनेंट्स बचे हैं इनका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन विल इंक्रीज. दिस इज द नेचुरल प्रोसेस ऑफ ऑस्मोसिस, राइट. व्हाट हैपेंस इन रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस, अ हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर इज अप्लाइड हियर, ठीक है ना. अ hydrostatic pressure is applied which is greater than your osmotic pressure. इससे क्या होगा, your solvent will be forced to move in the opposite direction. The solvent यानी कि जो contaminants हैं these will be retained on this side of the semi permeable membrane and the pure water will come out here. This is the process of reverse osmosis. I hope this process was clear to you. Reverse osmosis में क्या हुआ, आपका एक vessel था, ठीक है ना. नेचुरली क्या होता है, दिस इज योर सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन, ये आपका कंटामिनेटेड वाटर है, लॉट्स ऑफ कंटामिनेंट्स देयर, दिस इज प्योरिफाइड वाटर, ठीक है. एंड इन केस ऑफ नेचुरल ऑस्मोसिस, ऑस्मोसिस में क्या होगा, जो सॉल्वेंट है दैट विल मूव फ्रॉम इन दिस डायरेक्शन, ठीक है ना. जो प्योर था ये आपका प्योर है एंड दिस इज कंटामिनेटेड. टू इवन आउट द कॉन्सेंट्रेशन द प्योर वाटर विल मूव फ्रॉम दिस टू यहाँ पे, सो दैट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन आपका बराबर होगा दोनों साइड में. आई होप कैसे कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इक्वल हो रहा है, दैट इज क्लियर. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इन रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस, आरओ में क्या होता है, आरओ फिल्टर्स आपने सुने होंगे. एक यहाँ पे हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर अप्लाई की जाएगी, ठीक है ना. हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर विल बी अप्लाइड विच इज ग्रेटर देन योर ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर. what this will do is it will push out the solvent to यहाँ से towards the pure side. तो क्या होगा, आपका contaminants will be retained towards the left of your membrane, और जो pure water है आपका यहाँ से बाहर निकल के आएगा. I hope this entire process was clear to you, ठीक है ना. Now let us move on to the second question. With reference to International Telecommunication Union, consider the following statements. ITU क्या है, International Telecommunication Union. It's a specialized agency of United Nations for Information, Communication and Technologies, headquartered in Washington DC, USA. ठीक है. तो third statement is India has been a regular member of ITU Council since 1952. Which of the statements given above are correct? ठीक है. First statement क्या था, ITU is a specialized agency of United Nations for ICT, ठीक है ना. Now what is a specialized agency? Specialized agency क्या होता है, क्या है specialized agency? Specialized agencies are nothing but these are certain international organizations, ठीक है ना, which work in coordination. These work in coordination with United Nations, ठीक है, through some negotiated agreements. Currently there are 15 specialized agencies, ठीक है. 15 जैसे आपका फूड एंड एग्रीकल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो गया, इंटरनेशनल सिविल एविएशन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो गया, इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एटसेट्रा. दीज आर योर स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसीज, इनको बोलते हैं स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसीज. बेसिकली इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस कोऑर्डिनेटिंग देयर वर्क विद यूनाइटेड नेशंस, ठीक है. तो ITU इज अ स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसी of the UN for Information, Communication and Technology. Now this seems plausibly correct. Headquartered, we are not aware of this. India has been a regular member of ITU Council since 1952. This suppose we are not aware. Now what is the news? Let us move on to the explanation. What is the news here? Answer is D first of all, ठीक है ना. यानी कि the first statement is correct and the third statement is correct. Second statement is wrong. यानी कि हेडक्वार्टर्स ITU के कहीं और पे. व्हाट इज द न्यूज? इंडिया हैज बीन इलेक्टेड एज अ मेंबर ऑफ द इंटरनेशनल टेलीकम्युनिकेशन यूनियन काउंसिल, ठीक है, फॉर अनदर 4-year टर्म फ्रॉम एशिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया रीजन. Statement 1 is correct. ITU is a specialized agency of UN for this. It was originally founded in 1865 as the International Telegraph Union. अभी क्या नाम है इसका? International Telecommunication Union, ठीक है. It is the oldest existing international organization. Now this is a fact which you should also remember. Oldest, जहाँ पे भी extreme terms you see, you should make a note of it, ठीक है ना. Because extreme statement does not mean कि वो wrong होगा, जैसे मार्केट में believe किया जाता है, ठीक है ना. Market in the sense UPSC मार्केट में, ठीक है. It is not necessary कि an extreme statement will always be wrong. तो just be cautious of it. Second statement wrong है. Where are the headquarters? Headquarters are in Geneva. These are in Geneva, Switzerland. Statement 3 is correct. India has been active member of the ITU since 1869. ठीक है, फाउंड कब हुआ था 1865 में. Since 1869 India has been an active member, earnestly supporting the development and propagation of telecommunication in the global community of nations. Global community of nations. Country has been regular member of ITU since 1952. ठीक है, has played an important role in harmonizing the contributions of member states from the region. Now let us move on to the third question. Now the third question. Consider the following pairs. You have reports and organization. Now such questions are frequently asked in your UPSC. ठीक है ना? So you should always be aware, or you should make a note of organizations and the major reports that are released by them. ठीक है? The first report is, now this is consider the following pairs. Which of the pairs are correctly matched? ठीक है? So first pair is Living Planet Report Organization, World Wide Fund for Nature. Second pair is Global Environment Outlook, released by International IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Third is World Energy Outlook, released by OECD. Now we have to judge which of the pairs, which of these three pairs are correctly matched. These are the options. Let us move on to the explanation. First answer is A. The Worldwide Fund for Nature has brought out the biennial Living Planet Report 2018. What is the meaning of biennial? Biennial means it is released twice in a year. A key aspect of this year's report is the threat to soil biodiversity and pollinators. The Living Planet Report 2018. Now this is discussing about the first statement. ठीक है ना? Living Planet 2018 is the 12th edition. ठीक है? Of the report provides scientific evidence that unsustainable human activity is pushing the planet's natural systems that support life on the earth to the edge. Now statement 1 is correct. The Living Planet Report WWF क्या है? World Wide Fund for Nature. ये हमने already देखा है. This was the news. Therefore statement 1 is correct. What is statement 2? What is the pair 2? GEO, that is Global Environment Outlook. It is released by IPCC. This has been given in the question, but this is wrong. Global Environment Outlook is a series of reports on the environment issued periodically by United Nations Environment Program. What is the third statement? The third pair is World Energy Outlook, released by OECD. Now this again is wrong. The World Energy Outlook is released by International Energy Agency. ठीक है? It is the flagship publication of International Energy Agency, widely recognized as the most authoritative source for global energy projections and analysis. So remember this. The Worldwide Fund for Nature releases your Living Planet report. ठीक है? Your UNEP, that is your United Nations Environment Program, releases your Global Environment Outlook, whereas the International Energy Agency releases the World Energy Outlook. Energy matches with energy. यहाँ पे UNEP से, UNEP में environment है, GEO में भी environment है. World Wide Fund for Nature releases Living Planet. Living Planet मतलब क्या हो गया आपका? Flora and Fauna. ठीक है? वर्ल्ड वाइड फंड भी इसी चीज से डील करता है. ठीक है? नाउ लेट अस मूव ऑन टू द फोर्थ क्वेश्चन. द फोर्थ क्वेश्चन, अस्ताना डिक्लेरेशन recently in news is related to measuring the progress of SDGs, primary healthcare, gender equality and wildlife conservation. Now this is a factual question. Either you are aware of it or you're not. ठीक है? Going to the explanation, the answer is B. Answer B matlab it deals with primary healthcare. Now what is this Astana Declaration? The Astana Declaration of the World Health Organization. Now this is the first important point. World Health Organization ने ये declaration sign की है. It marks 40th anniversary of the historical Alma. This is Alma Ata. ठीक है ना? Not Alma Ata. It is Alma Ata Declaration that declared health a human right for all and not just a privileged few. That is, what is Alma Ata Declaration? Alma Ata Declaration was again by World Health Organization. This has declared that health is a human right for all and not just a privileged few. ठीक है, तो option B is wrong. Why? Sorry, option B is correct. Astana Declaration is meant to take the earlier agreement forward, strengthen primary healthcare systems, realize the idea of universal healthcare. Key takeaways: PHC will be integrated. PHC is primary healthcare. So basically, what this Astana Declaration has done is it has renewed the global pledge. It has renewed the global pledge to achieve universal healthcare. ठीक है, universal health coverage by 2030. ठीक, so this is what the Astana Declaration has done, and basically the question that can be asked in UPSC is, एक तो World Health Organization इससे deal करता हुआ, it can ask about your Alma Ata Declaration, and the third statement is what is the intent. The intent is to renew the global pledge for universal health coverage by 2030, because we all know that health, first of all, it has two issues. It is not accessible, ठीक है ना, because there is see, even in India, the doctors in the cities are reluctant to go to the rural villages or the rural districts and serve the people there. तो accessibility की कमी है. दूसरी बात, health में क्या issue आता है? Affordability, because the government intervention in the health sector is very poor and most have to rely on the private sector. इंडिया में प्राइवेट सेक्टर पे ज़्यादा रिलायंस है, ठीक है ना, फॉर हेल्थ केयर. एंड इसके प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जाने से क्या होता है? योर आउट ऑफ पॉकेट एक्सपेंडिचर्स आर very high. But such discussions are from the perspective of your mains. For prelims, what you need to know is Astana Declaration has been done by World Health Organization, ठीक है, and marks the 40th anniversary of historical Alma Ata. So this becomes a very important question because 40th, ठीक है ना, ऐसे जो भी आते हैं कुछ becomes important. The intent of Astana Declaration was क्या? Primary health care, ठीक है ना, universal health care, universal health coverage by 2030. ठीक. Moving on to the fifth question. Consider the following statements with reference to Kamangiri art. It is a form of fresco painting that originated in 18th century Kutch. Now what is a fresco painting? ठीक है, तो first statement क्या वो रहा है आपका? It is a form of fresco painting that originated in 18th century Kutch. What is a fresco painting? Fresco क्या होता है? See, fresco is basically a type of a mural, ठीक है ना? Fresco is basically what? A type of mural. Mural. What is mural? Mural is basically wall painting. ठीक है? Now, basically, fresco क्या होता है? Fresco कहाँ से derive हुआ? It has been derived from the Italian word fresh. ठीक है ना, मतलब in Italy it means fresh, ठीक है. And basically this fresco painting is done on a plaster, ठीक है ना, plaster पे किया जाता है which has been laid on the wall. इसके ऊपर जो पेंटिंग होती है it is left to dry. Such a painting is called your fresco painting, ठीक है ना. Murals are basically your wall paintings. तो Kamangari, first statement is it is a form of fresco painting that originated in 18th century Kutch. So this statement is basically talking about the region to which the Kamanagari art belongs. The second statement is Kamanagari gets its name from Kamangar, maker of कमान बाव, ठीक है ना, तीर कमान जो हम लोग पढ़ते हैं रामायण में श्री रामचंद्र जी के पास, तो ये कमान बाव, primarily from the Muslim community, known locally as the Kamangari Bhint Chitro or wall paintings. The frescoes cover diverse range of themes, predominantly depicting Hindu and Jain mythology stories. Which of the statements given above is are correct? You have four options again here, ठीक है ना. So you have again, it's a multiple statement question. Let us go to the explanation. What is the explanation? All the statements are correct. ठीक है. तो how it began, all the statements are correct, मतलब कि सारे तीनों correct statements हैं. So how it all began, Kamangari gets its name from Kamangar, maker of the kaman. ठीक है ना, Kamangar. It is believed that artisans, primarily from the Muslim community, initially performed engravings on hide. Hide क्या हुआ? It is the animal skin. ठीक है ना, animal flesh जो होता है आपका, उसके ऊपर metal and weapons, and later extended to walls. Walls पे आ गया, मतलब क्या हो गया वो? Murals हो गए. Kamangari is a form of fresco, mural or wall painting that originated in 18th century Kutch. Achieved its peak from 1875 to 1900. Technique क्या है इसमें? Artists first applied a coat of lime on the walls, and before the lime could dry, they applied natural colors and made exquisite designs. ठीक है, exquisite designs. The art turmeric and cow urine, kumkum or red earth, algae or indigo, and crushed stone powder black. ठीक है. So what is the technique? You don't have to go into such details. However, just for the sake of knowledge, let us go through it. Artists first applied a coat of lime on the walls, ठीक है ना, before the lime could dry, and then they applied natural colors. ठीक है, before the lime could dry, they applied the natural colors and made exquisite design. Now these natural elements were used for bringing out various colors. For yellow के लिए हमने use किया turmeric and cow urine. For red we use kumkum or red powder. Blue के लिए indigo. Black के लिए crushed stone powder. And after the coloring, the surface was polished with conch powder. Conch क्या होता है आपका? शंख जो बजाई जाती है. ठीक है ना. Vivid imagination. The Kamangari frescoes, locally known as Kamangari Bint Chitro or wall painting, stand out due to their wide range of themes from Mahabharat to British Raj, a distinct visual vocabulary, and the use of vibrant. Now the Kamangars knew Hindu and Jain mythology stories. Now this statement could have also been put. ठीक है ना. अब देखो यहाँ पे ये conflicting statements हैं. The second statement क्या कह रहा है? Kamangar जो हैं, these are primarily from Muslim community. While the third statement is saying what? It depicts a diverse range of themes, predominantly depicting Hindu and Jain mythology stories. ठीक है ना. तो ये conflicting है. In general, how an aspirant will approach this question, he will either mark 2 correct or he will go for 3 correct. दोनों को साथ में correct नहीं करेगा if he is going for a guess. मतलब I'm assuming that the aspirant is unaware of Kamanagiri art, है ना. लेकिन यहाँ पे कैसा question frame किया है? और ये question frame in the sense, this is the speciality of these Kamangars. ठीक है ना. They are from the Muslim communities, but most of their paintings are on Hindu and Jain mythology stories. ठीक है. This point has to be noted, and this was an important question. ठीक है. Now let us move on to the 6th question.